Howdy, my fellow podcastarenians, and welcome back to the 2HL podcast. It's just me again, I'm afraid, but glad to know that Ginger Whinger is actually back on the mend, so hopefully he should be back next week to point out all my foibles. This week we are going to be looking at the delightful remake of the film Dune. Now, I was always a big fan of Dune. It's one of those films I watched when I was a kid. It scared the hell out of me when I was a young kid, and became one of my favourites as I got older. It's a little unique film, a little strange. If you've not seen the original, please go and watch it before you watch the new one. I suspect that it probably will be a lot better than the new one, but we'll leave that until later in the podcast, and we'll discuss that a bit further. Now, the release date of the new Dune is currently set at 18th of December this year. Now, you know as well as I do, this year's not very reliable for release dates of films because things get postponed due to mainly coronavirus, but also at the moment it could also set fire to the film studios and things like that. Who knows what's going on at that moment? But as of yet, it's still set at around about December time this year. So fingers crossed, that's when it comes out. We can actually go and see it and review it properly. Side note, I might actually start doing just a film vlog as opposed to using it as a podcast. Because the podcast, I'd like to steer more to talking about general things, whereas a movie podcast on its own would probably do better. So yeah, look for that in the future. I'm hopefully going to be able to sort something out about a movie podcast separately. So take note on that. Now, the original film was very, how can I put this, unique. Had some interesting cast members, we'll get into that later, but the look, the feel, the story, it really out of left field. I've never read the book. That's one thing that's on my bucket list of books to read, is the Dune book. But this reimagining, no, it's not really reimagining, that's the thing. This, apparently, if you look at the trailer, which should be a full production trailer now, I think, because the film's just in post-production, ready for release. It doesn't appear to be a reimagining of the film. It looks more like just a shot-for-shot remake of the film with modern technology, and that's kind of disappointing because we already have the film Dune. Why would you want to remake that? I don't know. I mean, there seems to be a trend at the moment in Hollywood of remaking films shot for shot, just with different actors and more modern technology. I mean, yeah, sometimes the films look better with better graphics and special effects, but half the reason we love some of the classic cult films is because they do look a bit cheesy now. Well, they look cheesy then, but they definitely look cheesy now. But we love them for that. That's why they're cult classics. I mean, you're not going to make a cult classic with brand new, top of the range, $100 million budgets and 10,000 computing powers. It doesn't work. That's not how you make a cult classic. The cult classic is down to the storyline, which we already have in the original film and the book, or it's down to being rubbish. I mean, that's always a possibility. If this film is really rubbish, it could get a cult following. I don't think it will do, but Now, the movie, the producers of the movie seem to have thrown a lot of money at this. There's a lot of stars in this film. I don't know whether that concerns me or makes me feel more at ease. It always seems to, if they throw more money at it and more stars at it, they're trying to shield you from the fact that the movie's terrible, so you just look at the stars, or they have no confidence in it, so they want to get people drawn into the box office by the big names on the marquee. So, I mean, I have notes here, me, old-fashioned. I have my notebook. It's not my Batman one today, it's just a plain old Tesco one, I think, but it's a notebook. We've got Rebecca Ferguson in it. Rebecca Ferguson, she's been in quite a lot of films. Zendaya as well. You may remember her from Spider-Man. She is quite a young actress. I believe she was a model before she was an actress, but she's in it. She's a big name at the moment, especially when it comes to sci-fi type things. So, obviously Jason Momoa is in it. You see him from the trailer and things like that as well. Yes, I suppose, big star these days, Jason Momoa. I remember him from his old days, like Stargate Atlantis and things like that. Whew. But, he's in it. Dave Bautista's in it as well. He seems to be just going from strength to strength in lots of different sci-fi genres at the moment. Very, very good in Avengers, but made me laugh as always. But yeah, see, throwing big names at it, big sci-fi names. Josh Brolin's in it as well. I mean, it's like they took half the cast of the Avengers and just throw them into this movie. Although Josh Brolin will actually be in the movie this time, not a giant purple evil bad guy. Oscar Isaac's in it as well. Obviously, you know Oscar Isaac from Star Wars and many other interesting films as well. Another big name, up and coming. I think he's going to do some great things, but hopefully this doesn't tarnish him too much. Hopefully the script will suit all these big actors. We don't know though. I mean, if it's the original script, then again, what's the point in making it? I can't get my head around this. I really want to look forward to watching this film, but I've already seen it. If it's the same film, going back to my previous comment, it seems to be a big trend in Hollywood at the moment, remaking films shot for shot. I don't know why. I can understand if they're trying to reimagine it or tell it from a different perspective or change the lead character. I mean, this could have been quite easily swapped all the way around. You don't have to have a male lead character, you have a female lead character. You don't have to have a lead character. You could tell it from a different perspective, a different character's perspective of the whole situation. You could tell a completely different storyline. You could, I mean, there's comic books and all sorts and other books in the Dune franchise. You could have taken a story from them. I don't know why they're going to remake it. It just confuses me. Obviously, there's a large crowd out there that haven't seen the original Dune. So Dune then, blimey. Showed me age as well there. But yeah, I mean, watch the original. That's what it's there for. It's not like it's been hidden from, lost in the sands of time, or the sands of Arrakis, shall I say. It's Dune. Everyone knows about it. If you've got a bit of a nerdy head on like me, you would have seen the film. Surely you would have. If you're watching this, you've probably seen the film as well. So why remake it? It's confusing me, Hollywood. Stop confusing me. Going back to the original film, I know this is a review of the actual new Dune trailer, but I mean, if you've seen the original film, you've pretty much seen the Dune trailer anyway. You don't have to watch it. It's all shots from the original film by the looks of it. Obviously jazzed up, more atmospheric, different characters, but the original film was, well, unique. That's the way to put it. Unique. It's a very strange film. I imagine it's a very strange book. I imagine the book is far more strange than the film was, because it never get through the production people. If it was too weird and out there, it's very, very weird to get obscure films through major budgets these days. But you know, I mean, I got my book out again. See, I always get my book out again. Brad Dourif is one of the actors in there. Excellent character. Done no end of stuff at all. Check out all these guys on IMDb. You'll know all, at least seen some of the films they're in, if not all of them. Linda Hunt, Carl McLaughlin. Obviously, you know him from that weird TV series I can't remember the name of. David put it on the bottom of the screen afterwards because my brain's gone blank because I'm staring at a camera. I'm not talking to Stephen, so I haven't got time for him to talk while I think about it. But Twin Peaks, there you go. Just waffle at the camera for 5 minutes and it'll come to me. Twin Peaks, many other films. Obviously, all these people, granted, there was a long time ago, so this was before all their large catalogues. So I suspect quite a lot of them were slightly less known when this film was made, the original film, of course. Sting's in it. Oh yes, I forgot about Sting. Sting was in it. First time I saw it, I was like, "Oh, God, I was like Sting with orange hair," and it turns out that was Sting with orange hair. I mean, who knew Sting could act? I mean, he plays a very weird character, but he's in it. Sean Young as well. You might remember her from lots of 80s films. Oh, my brain, honestly, these days. I mean, you'd think with all the notes down here, I'd write down some of the films I've been in, but I can always edit that in later. One of the most famous films. Why my brain went blank when I was thinking Blade Runner. I mean, honestly, one of my favourite sci-fi films of all time. Blade Runner. Not 2099, because that kind of looks like most of the west coast of America at the moment. But Blade Runner. She was the not android in Blade Runner. Did she dream of electric unicorns or whatever it was? I can't remember. She's in that as well. Yes, obviously, you know her from that. She's been in loads of films as well. Again, you can check out IMDb. It's the best website for film nerds like us. Now, I'm trying not to have a down on this trailer because it's still a cracking film, Dune. I mean, I'm intrigued to see what it's like in a modern take, as in using modern effects and things. I mean, the effects that you see in the trailer look fantastic. It looks very moody. It doesn't quite look as glowingly orange like the original film, but that's not what they're going for. They're not going for that kitschy sort of weird sci-fi-ness. They're going for more of a deep, dark look at the film. The sandworms look awesome, to be fair. The effects does look good. I mean, it's not a pile of sand with a model and a hand coming out with models on and shot from above like the original, but it does look pretty awesome. I mean, I'm a fan of like live action special effects, but you can't complain about how this looks. Big question, will I go and see this film when it comes out? Yes, because I'm such a huge fan of the original Dune. I will go and see this film because at the end of the day, it's the original Dune, just new cast and new effects. I'm trying to have an open mind about this trailer and this film because I do like the original film, and I'm hoping against hope that if it is a shot-for-shot remake, they at least do it justice and have that same creepiness about it as well as awesomeness. I mean, riding a sandworm, the effects weren't the best in the original, but it's still a pretty cool shot, and things like that I hope they keep in the film. The glowing blue eyes, of course, as well, because you've been stuck in too much spice down you. Speaking of the sandworms, hopefully they are just as creepy and cool. I remember the old dunk 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 don't walk with a rhythm thing. I mean, for several years when I was on holiday, I tried not to walk with a rhythm on the beach, just because you never know when a sandworm might come up and eat your whole family. So yes, awesome bit of the film. Hope it's just as awesome. Might not be. Not expecting this to do massively well at the box office, I'm afraid. I mean, it depends on when it comes out and timing wise. Obviously, all the films have been pushed back because of lockdown and everything else. So if they time it right and there's not actually any major new releases out there at the same time, which I suspect there will be loads, because all the movie studios have been pushing everything back, so they just try and get them out to try and make some money out of it. Of course, assuming that the cinemas will be open again, but they're opening up again now. But of course, we're on the verge of another lockdown, so who knows? If they want some money back, they might as well just broadcast it live on the internet instead. But I can't see it being a big earner for the box office. Again, mainly because people who are fans of the Dune franchise and have seen the original film and other bits as well, have read the books and things like that, they know the story. It's nothing new to drag them in. Okay, if they want to go and see some of the big stars acting in it, and hoping against hope like me that they've changed the storyline slightly, just to make it a different film, they might go in. But I mean, why would you go to the cinema to see an exact remake of the same film? And it's not like it's a major, it is a well-known film. It's not like a major film that they've remade. It's a cult classic they've remade. Is it fair to call it a cult classic? That term gets bandied around a lot these days because there's a lot of films out there that small niches of people enjoy watching and makes it a cult classic. I'm pretty sure Dune probably got a much wider audience than I realise, but to me it's a cult classic because it's just freakily weird. I mean, getting back to the original point that it's a shot-for-shot remake, I believe IMDb have done a comparison of the shot-for-shot remake, so go head over there to check it out. I've not watched it yet, but I will definitely watch it to see if any of the points are the same as mine. It has, in the trailer, the points that he can see the future. That's from the original. He sees the girl in the future and what she says to him, and that's from the original. The creepy test woman, put your hand in the box thing, that's from the original as well. So literally it is a shot-for-shot remake. And the more I think about it, the more I'm a bit peed off about it. I mean, yes, they'll probably class this as a reboot, and maybe they'll get a series out of it. I can't see how. But they might reboot it and then actually have a series of films, which, okay, that's fine. If that's why they're rebooting the series, do it. At least I can get to watch some more films around the Dune franchise and maybe flesh out some other characters, visit other planets, things like that. Hopefully, that's, fingers crossed, is what the plan is. If it's just a money grab, shot-for-shot remake, I'm not going to be too happy about that, because we already have that film and it's classic. So, I mean, they even have the Baron's dropship troops dropping down from the from the original. Again, special effects and all that, it looks far better, but it's all these iconic scenes are all still in the trailer, which just seems a bit mad for me, because you want to show things that have not been seen, surely, to draw you in and not give away so much. Perhaps I don't understand how trailers work these days, but the idea of the trailer is to tempt you to go and watch the film as opposed to show you everything that's in the blinking film. I mean, if you want to come down to it, you can even tell they're still wearing the pea filter suit, for God's sakes. When you're running around the desert, so you have a pee and then drink it again or something, I don't know. Can't remember how it works, but I mean, that's... yeah. Why do you do this to us, Hollywood? There's a whole universe out there just in the Dune franchise alone. All you need is someone to write it for you. I mean, there's probably even storylines already written for it that you could adapt for movies and say, perhaps 40 years after the original Dune was shot, this is what's happened to the universe, things like that. This is what happened to Paul Atreides and things like that after Dune ended. But no, you've gone back to the beginning and started making the same film again. Why? Now, from the trailer, you might have seen, because I've showed you snippets of the trailer. By the way, the link's below to go and watch the actual trailer. Go and watch it. It's on the Warner Brothers YouTube page. Go and watch that. That's what this whole thing's about. Not sure a rating of the film yet. I was kind of hoping it might be an R-rated version, so at least then we get some more violence and blood and gore and things like that, because the original was a PG-13, I think. And to be fair, it was quite a scary PG-13. Not scary, more freaky scary than scary. Scary. But I highly doubt it will be, because that will limit your audience to a film that's already an unlimited audience for people like me who might want to watch it because they're curious, because they like the original. And just a little note extra, that the colour scheme reminded me of something. It took me a while to think about it. The colour scheme on Arrakis and some of the special effects reminded me of something, and it was racking my brain for about 4 or 5 hours and just annoying me in the back until I realised it reminded me of John Carter. Now, there's another film not a lot of people went to watch, but I don't know whether it's the same artist, it's the same special effect artist, or the same director of photography or anything like that, but it just reminded me almost exactly of that film. It's the same colour grading. Looks like some of the same sort of ships and things like that. So yeah, if you're curious, go and check out John Carter and see if you agree with me on that one. I mean, all these points are, of course, my personal opinion about this trailer. The film might be awesome. I could be eating crow in December, and I kind of hope that I am. I really hope that this film is a good film, but I kind of believe that I'm probably not wrong. But of course, if your opinion is different, then please let me know below. That's what we're here for, to have conversations about films in this podcast anyway, until we start up the actual film podcast. In that case, we'll switch over there for conversations about films. But yeah, please let me know what you're thinking of this about this film. Watch the trailer and see if you agree with my notes. If you don't agree with my notes, then shout at the notebook, because I actually write notes. But yeah, let me know. So that's it. That's all I've got to say about this trailer so far. There might be another trailer come out. I doubt it now, because we're fairly close to December. It's middle of September already, so I doubt they'll release another trailer before the film comes out. Which I was kind of hoping they would do, which might hopefully show us some new and interesting things. But yeah, that's the way it goes these days. Don't forget to leave me a comment below if you want to argue with me on any of the points. Don't forget also to show us some love and smash that like button, so it'll help us out and produce more videos like this. If you really like what you saw, don't forget you can subscribe to the channel as well, which will also help us out continue making videos like this. Don't forget, so you can also check out our social media pages. These are listed here. Oh, actually, we're on something else, so here. They just follow us behind the scenes of things that we film here. Obviously, the designing and clothing side of things that are coming soon. and also just general laughs and jokes, and obviously the Ginger Whinger shouting at me and telling me I'm an idiot over Twitter. So don't forget to sign up and you can watch him do that. I'd just like to say thank you for joining me in this podcast, and I hope you enjoyed what you saw. Things should be returning back to normal next week, so it'll be 2 hours again. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everything stays the same. Remember, you must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you next time. Stay safe out there. Much love.